Hello and welcome. You're watching Markets Today. I'm Sakshi Batra. Well, the markets have opened with a gap up. How long will this momentum sustain is the big question. Joining in to answer every question and much more about the stock markets today is a very special guest with me. Mr. Chandan Taparia joins in from Motilal Oswal Financial Services. Mr. Taparia, good morning and thank you so much for taking the time out. Always a pleasure having you with us on Markets Today. Help us understand how are you gauging the market scenario? One day up, one day now. It's a complete roller coaster, just like how you were telling me off the record as well. Help us understand how are you looking at the markets?
Yes, Sakshi, enjoy the roller coaster ride of the market, and market is likely to be the same for next couple of more days. First reason that we are heading towards the monthly expiry. Second reason that many corporate earnings are left. And then important part is the India VIX has spiked by around 15% in the last trading session. So rising volatility clearly indicates that some sort of a spike on the upside and the downsides are likely to be in the market. But the good part is that we managed to respect a key level of 16,888. Even I'm observing this number from last many days, and there is a key Fibonacci number and the Fibonacci arc and time cycle number. So I think because of the 16,888, the market has exactly hit and run from the same zone, and it may consider to bounce to us 17,350 to 17,444. So I believe that 16,888 to 17,350 or 17,442 is likely to be this roller coaster range for the market for next 3 to 5 days point of view.
Okay, so the roller coaster may continue well for the 3 to 5 days going forward from here as well. So brace yourself for this volatility. But what is the best way to approach markets in this scenario? Do you trade the index, Nifty or Nifty Bank, or do you completely stay away? What would you suggest?
See, what I suggest, not trading is also the biggest problem, because you may find the regret that you have not participated in the momentum. First thing, you should reduce your position, because position sizing is very important in this scenario. Second, you should not buy naked options, because we have noticed that calls and puts premium both are decaying gradually and slowly, and especially these options are having that nature. So only suggestion is better to be with the stock specific, play the intraday swing, or initiate the option strategy with the view that upside is kept as well as the downside, and you should get the benefit of the time decay. So these couple of things you can keep in mind to deal such kind of market scenario. So I think we should focus more on the stock wise and initiating the option strategy in the Nifty and the Bank Nifty index.
Okay, understood that, and focus on the stock specific moves as well in this current environment. We are seeing a broad-based buying across sectors today, sir. All those sharp declines of yesterday have been, offset in today's trading session. Look at the kind of move we are seeing in the auto index, especially. So after a long haul, the index is moving sharply. How are you looking at this space? Is there a trade here? After a long time, we are seeing auto back in momentum.
Exactly. I believe some change in the gear shifting is there in the Nifty Auto. If you look at the price behavior, this index was resilient, but now it is all set to give the consolidation breakout of last 40 trading session. And in fact, we liking the counter of Maruti, Bajaj Auto. So here first I'll talk about the Maruti. This stock is giving a consolidation breakout of last 35, 36 trading session, decisively holding above key hurdle of 8,000 marks. Call unwinding is clearly visible in the option data setup. So I believe that 7750 could act as a major support to extend this moment towards 8300, 8400 level. Apart from that, positively on the Bajaj Auto, momentum can extend to 4100 levels, and cannot forget the M&M, which is one of the strongest counter in the entire pick, which can drive this move towards 965, 975. So these are the top trading ideas, top pick, as well as the top sector in the market as current scenario.
Okay, so the auto sector, focus right there on the big heavyweights, Maruti, Bajaj Auto. Keep an eye out on these stocks as well as M&M. These are definitely in focus. Some stock recommendations coming in there from Chandan as well. Mr. Taparia, also help us understand how are you looking at some of these pockets that have been facing this blow of the palm oil import reduction and everything, including the FMCG pack. Is there a trade here that you are looking in the big heavyweights like ICICI, Britannia, which have been lagging behind in the last few sessions?
Exactly, because of such palm oil news, most of these stocks came into the limelight, and I'm taking the Colgate palm oil very well, right? And again, I consider the news flow and the price behavior. This stock has managed to surpass the multiple barrier of 1600 zone, holding above the same, and good recovery also observed, and short covering cannot be ruled out as huge shorts were built. and then strong recovery was also seen. So expiry to expiry basis, this stock is up by 4%, giving a decisive hold above 1600. So one can look with support of 1575, and this rally can extend to our 1680 to 1700 levels. Apart from that, one can look at the counter like Marico or the Hindustan Unilever. So talking about Marico, it has support near to 517 to extend the rally towards 545 kind of levels.
Okay, understood that. So you do have some stock recommendations coming in from the FMCG pack as well, in case you're interested in this current news flow and wanting to trade in the FMCG space. You do have some recommendations right there. How are you looking at the realty space also, sir? There's been a very, very roller coaster move on this entire index. One day up, one day down again. Today up almost 2%. Any trade here that you would want to recommend to all our viewers?
Actually, we have seen a corrective phase in the Nifty real estate. Nifty Realty has corrected from 482 to 430, so almost more than 12% correction was observed in last 8-10 trading session. But now some recovery is visible, and we believe some support-based buying could be seen. But one advice that if you are trading in the realty, you need to fasten your seat belt because these are the volatile counter. Loda already has seen the lower top, lower bottom, but now near to major support. DLF also corrected from high. So most of these stocks are somehow giving the same kind of price structure. But I believe that now in terms of the risk reward ratio, some bottom process could be seen. So I'll focus on the DLF, but one need to understand lesser quantity. If you can avoid that, also better. Support of 358 and bounce can be seen towards 385, 388 zone.
Okay. One more counter I wanted to understand on the back of the earnings. We are seeing, the stock that I wanted to talk to you about was Tattva Chintan Pharma, the recently listed, stock. I know that there will not be very big historical charts for you to refer here. But if you could help us understand, the firm has posted a 17% decline in its profits. So there's the disappointment on the, earnings front. But any trade that you would want to recommend here to all the viewers?
Yes, talking about Tattva, as you, Sakshi, rightly said, this stock recently listed 9 months back, so having lesser price history. And important part is the momentum is not there. We have noticed good recovery in last 5-6 weeks from 2100 over to 2500 level, but suddenly the correction of 7% is visible. So I think likely to be in a range. You can wait for some dip with support of 2200 to again attempt for 2450 kind of level. So likely to be a range bound bias kind of sector. And again, the concern is the sector is not performing. So when sector is not performing and market is not supporting, so you can understand the stock cannot continue the momentum in this scenario.
Okay, understood. Well, on that note, we'll wrap it up at that. Thank you so much, Mr. Taparia, for sharing with us all the insights on the markets, the strategies that investors must follow in these volatile times, and the stock recommendations that you've shared. Thanks a lot for joining in.
Thank you.